If I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, thinking up about the same mistake. Darling, where you going? It won't be as simple for you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Red Devil Studio. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and you can also find me on my YouTube channel, which is in the link below. Today I'll be doing the preview for Manchester United versus Aston Villa, which will be coming up on Saturday. So we'll start first with the news from Manchester United. So as it stands, Harry Maguire is looking like he will be coming into the squad on Saturday, as Rangnick has suggested. The same for Jadon Sancho, and also the same for Phil Jones, all set to return from their injuries. Ronaldo was sidelined against Aston Villa at the weekend for the FA Cup, but he is also expected to come in on the weekend. The only player who is going to be out for Manchester United as it stands is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba has been missing since November due to a thigh injury. The possible return date for Paul Pogba is going to be in February, so we won't see Paul Pogba at all during this clash. Eric Bayer is going to be out due to international duty at the African Cup of Nations for Ivory Coast, which did begin at the beginning of this season, this week. So we shouldn't expect to see Eric Bayer till at least next month, depending on the situation, depend on his contract, and move to AC Milan on loan. Luke Shaw and McTominay is going to be missing for Aston Villa at the weekend, as they have both picked up 5 bookings this season, but they should be expected to return for the Brentford game on the 19th of January. So what I thought I'd do today, I would do my predicted lineup of what I think is going to start for Manchester United versus Aston Villa. I've got my queen in the chat. Hello to you, and hello to Niall Kane. Thank you both for tuning in. So I'm just going to do a quick rough plan of who I think will start for Manchester United. In the goal, I am expecting to be David De Gea. Can't expect anyone different than De Gea at this point. De Gea has been a crucial part of Manchester United this year. He's played outstandingly this season. There is rumours to suggest Dean Henderson has been missing from training due to himself not being played on the Aston Villa game from the weekend, as he was promised some game time. So he is expected not to start ahead of David De Gea, but De Gea, I think, will make that lineup. Hello to Ginger as well. Thank you for tuning in. For our right back situation, this situation for me is a complicated one. We have seen Dalot. We've also seen Wan-Bissaka. We've seen Dalot start against Villa, so I think that will remain the same again. Especially knowing that we did keep a clean sheet. I know 2 goals did get disallowed due to VAR, due to fouls, but I think Rangnick is very comfortable in starting Dalot, and knowing that he's already started against Aston Villa, I think he will start again. So I'll put Dalot there in that lineup. For the left back, that's easy enough for me. It's going to be Telles for me who's going to start, especially with Luke Shaw going into suspension now due to picking up 5 yellow cards of the season. Tellers is our only fit left back, so he will be the one making that start in the lineup on Saturday against Aston Villa. For our centre-back partnerships, so we've got Lindelof, we have got Harry Maguire, we've got Phil Jones, and we have got Varane. We all know that Varane will be making that starting lineup, so I will put Varane there into that centre-back option. And then the other option, it is going to be, for me personally, as much as I would choose Lindelof over this person, I would say it would be Harry Maguire, knowing that the cost, knowing he's the captain of the club, and we know that we can't drop the captain. So I think it is going to be Harry Maguire there in that other centre-back option. Although I would prefer to have Victor Lindelof there in that starting 11 lineup, but I do believe it will be Harry Maguire who will be coming back through alongside Raphael Varane. Niall, De Gea in goal, right back Dalot, left back Tellez, if fit centre backs, depending who's fit. Holding midfield, Scott and Fred. Attacking mid, Bruno, Sancho, Cavani, Ronaldo as my strikers. Scott McTominay, he is currently on suspension, so Scott McTominay won't be starting at all. Varane and Maguire, Sadler, yes, I completely agree. So with that CDM option, with Scott McTominay being out due to suspension, I do believe it will be Matic who will be coming back through into that option now. So I put Matic there. He is our proper only CDM we do have at Manchester United. And I think having Matic alongside this other player, it will allow that player to have a little bit more freedom on the ball. And I think that person is going to be Fred. Fred is a pressing kind of player, which does suit Rangnick's style of play. However, he's had a couple of games where he's not been playing. He's been on the bench. But playing alongside Matic and Matic as another defender, it allows Fred to do the job he wants to do, which is a box-to-box midfielder job. Allows him to go forward, allows him to have a couple of shoots at the goal, and also allows him to roam freely around the pitch. So I do believe this is going to be our CDM partnership for the game coming ahead. I can't see Donny van de Beek starting just because Donny van de Beek, he hasn't played a Premier League game under Rangnick so far. He did come on the 70th minute last game on the FA Cup, but he hasn't played that many minutes in the Premier League so far under Rangnick. So I do believe it is going to be Matic and Fred who will be. In our attacking midfield, I do believe one of the options is going to be Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, for me, as much as he hasn't been on the best of form this season, he is still an undroppable, crucial player for Manchester United. We could tell the difference between Bruno Fernandes being on the pitch and him not being on the pitch. When he came on for the second half of Wolves, we did notice how well Bruno Fernandes was as a player, how he impacted the team in an attacking wise. He was the one who helped us with that free kick to nearly get that disallowed goal. And knowing that he was that big, massive impact for the Wolves game, I do reckon that Rangnick will be putting him there in the starting 11 lineup. The other attacking midfield, who I do think will come into place, I do reckon it will be Mason Greenwood. Although I would prefer Jadon Sancho to be there in that starting 11 lineup. Greenwood has been playing on that right-hand side as the attacking midfield. He hasn't been too bad as a player, but I don't think he personally suits that role. I think he is better as a centre forward, just like a Ronaldo, just like a Edison Cavani. But he has been playing that role an awful lot, especially whilst Jadon Sancho hasn't been playing. And I think with Jadon Sancho recently coming back from injury, knowing he hasn't played in the FA Cup, I think this will be the chance for Greenwood to have that other game in the whiff, trying to get a goal, maybe even an assist. But that's how I do believe will be the attacking midfield. Our strikers, I think these strikers are going to be quite obvious of who it's going to be. The first one is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was dropped for the FA Cup. I think it was more dropped just based on the level of the competition where we was at that moment in time. I don't believe it's anything to do with backs in the back room, anything to do with the allegations, what has come out. I just believe just due to the competition, knowing that we were so early on in the competition, he wanted to rest Ronaldo ready for the Aston Villa game this weekend. I think with Ronaldo having that little bit of a rest, it does allow him to be a lot more free, a lot more active for the Aston Villa game. He has come out and said in an interview that he expects nothing less than top 3 for Manchester United this season. Having that kind of mentality coming out in an interview, I think he will try and put on a good performance. He'll want his team to come out with a good performance. So I do reckon Cristiano Ronaldo will be definitely a player to start, and I think that will be along with Edinson Cavani. Cavani, for me, he is definitely a player who you do want on the pitch. So influential, especially to the young players such as Greenwood. I do really like Cavani and Greenwood's kind of bond. I like their bond on and off the pitch. You can tell that Greenwood looks up to Cavani. Cavani loves Greenwood. For me, I think he is one of them players you just cannot drop. The way he just presses, he's like a hungry wolf on the pitch, trying to make sure he gets a goal, trying to win the ball back. Him on the ball, off the ball is equally as good as each other. So I do believe this is going to be the starting 11 lineup for Manchester United. There could be a couple of changes there if, for example, Rangnick does decide to change, and the changes could be, for instance, Mason Greenwood could be dropped for Jadon Sancho. That could be one possibility. Another possibility there, it could be Fred could potentially get dropped for Donny van de Beek. We have seen that formation of Matic and Donny van de Beek in a partnership together in the pre-season against Everton, and they did work extremely well together. The only problem is because he's being new, it's a CDM partnership. I'm not too sure how well Donny van de Beek will work there, but this could be another possibility. Another possibility could be Bruno Fernandes being dropped, and Marcus Rashford could potentially go through, and he could play alongside Jadon Sancho. Everybody has been calling out for a Sancho and Rashford partnership, so this could be another potential option. Just like another potential option could also be Harry Maguire being dropped for Victor Lindelof. This could be another potential lineup, just depending on what Rangnick could use, knowing that there is some more fully fit players, some players who hasn't had as many minutes. We know Lindelof is more on form at the moment than Harry Maguire. We know Donny van de Beek hasn't had that many minutes in the Premier League. We know Sancho hasn't played. We know Rashford isn't on the best of form neither. So him being dropped back, if Cavani does start, it allows him to play as a wide player, which we all know Marcus Rashford could play. So this could be another potential lineup which Rangnick could use, just depending on injuries and also depending on form. You're welcome. To FIFA derbies, I think if Alanga was going to start, I do believe Alanga would have started against the Aston Villa in the FA Cup, because I feel like this is the kind of game that you really need to put your strongest starting 11 out, just based on the fact that where we are in the Premier League so far, and knowing that we do need to pick up points at this moment in time with where we are in the Premier League, being in 7th place. It does need to be worked on as soon as possible. So I can see there's another comment here from Malkane. Lots of options to choose. It's like picking your team on FIFA, PES, and Football Manager. That's completely true. I noticed some options where we're lacking on a bit. We've only got one fully fit left back. We do, of course, have Wan-Bissaka for Dalot, which could be another thing what could be done, especially with Dalot playing in the game on the FA Cup. So that could also be another potential option what could be used. But apart from that, I can't really see that many other changes being used. I can't see Ronaldo being dropped. I can't see Edinson Cavani being dropped, or even Matic. I do believe it'll be Matic who would start over Fred. I do believe Telles will be 100% starting, as well as De Gea and Varane. But I do agree, there is so many different options that could be played. I completely agree with you for derbies. I do believe Alanga has shown more in 10 minutes than Rashford in 80. But my only concern is I just feel like Rangnick, he won't want to make too many changes from his the last so many Premier League games, and I think he will use Alanga as a substitute. But Alanga is definitely another option. What could be played in Marcus Rashford's position there? So let me see if I can put him on there now. Alanga could even start, but I personally just believe he'll be used as a substitute. He has been used as a substitute mostly for Rangnick so far. It's just been that young boys game there where he hasn't played as a substitute. He came on as a starting 11 player. But this could be another potential lineup depending on what's going to happen with our wide players. I just want to say thank you everyone who has tuned in to watch the small preview for Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We are on the road here to 3K subscribers, and you can also find me on my YouTube channel, which is Devils United. I've also put the link in the description, so you can catch me on there. But until then, I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now.